Hello. It is a good day. Give praise, worship, and thanks. So I thought today would be a little different because I actually took the opportunity and the time to write down my thoughts rather than just spew them out on top of my head. So at least I would have some type of coherent at least I should try to be on the same straight road. Because sometimes when you don't have a plan or don't have a structure, you be all over the place. So I actually took the time this morning to write a couple notes down to keep it in. So hopefully this should work out fine. And if it doesn't, well, yeah, there's always a way to improve. Technically speaking, one of the things I want to talk about was the gentleman by the name of Simon Sinek. And literally my wife introduced me, not literally introduced me, but she introduced me to him online, like, cause he do some seminars. He have a book out about leadership, and he mostly talk about the finite game and infinite game, finite game, infinite, yeah. Whereas the finite game is where you compete with other people, and the infinite game, or infinite game, I pronouncing this wrong. I pronounced it right. Anyway, infinite game is where you compete with yourself. You try to find a way to improve yourself, and a lot of people more prefer the former than the latter. But I don't understand that, because the latter is more easier, and it all depends on you. Whereas the former, okay, so I understand now. Some people pick the finite game, because they don't know no direction, no purpose, so they go pick someone who they believe they can surpass, rather than go pick someone who they can't. And sometimes without direction, you don't even know what your purpose is, so you can't even try the best to improve on yourself. But that's bad though, because it's like you should be able to know what you want at a young age, know what you want to be, what you want to become. Some people want to be an astronaut, some people want to be a doctor, some people want to be a mechanic. Some people like art, some people want to be pastors, so on and so forth. You got to find your calling, your true purpose, and go with that and try your best. Not to compete with others, but to compete with yourself. Like, if you are, let's say now, Olympic runner, marathon runner, whatever, today you could run like 4 miles, not a problem. Okay, you should try to see if you can run 5 miles next week or next month. Like, always try your best to surpass yourself, not trying to surpass other people. Because once you surpass that person, then what? Let's then go there. At least if you're competing with yourself, you always find room to move forward, always find room to improve, room to grow. Because how you are today shouldn't be the same person you are next week, next month, or next year. So I'm very thankful for my wife. She introduced me to him. It's good. Anybody check out Simon Sinek? He got a couple videos on YouTube. Solid. Okay, so that being said, we get back to that. I just want to say the verse for the day. Verse for the day is John 10:10. The thief does not come except to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I have come that they may have life, and that they may have it more abundantly. So the Lord will make sure you're okay, you're good, and whatever you have, if you live right by Him, you will prosper. That's what I'm getting from the verse. If you get something differently, then not a problem. Because it's all about perspective. I read one verse, it might come out a particular way to me. Another person might read it, it may come a particular way to them. I would say there's no right or wrong way. It is all depends on perspective, because you always gotta be mindful that not everyone thinks alike. Not everyone have the same mindset. Not everyone have the same thought pattern. So it's always good to be mindful of that. Some people say no, 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 no. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's like if you're believing that, you have a very narrow mindset. You need to broaden that, expand that. Never everyone thinks the same. Not everyone view the world the same. Some people choose to be in a little small bubble. Some people choose to explore. It all depends on that particular person. Me personally, I like to tell people like I like to tell people do your diligence, or try to put your best foot forward. Like, explore it. Don't take everything you want to hear as gospel, because you might get the wrong information from someone thinking that's right, and you go there and realize you got the wrong information. And the person who give you the information, they know it's wrong, but they don't care, because to them they're right. Yeah, no, that don't work like that. And of course, I mean, yeah, of course, giving the right information. Because the wrong thing you want to do is follow to someone, especially if you don't know them. That's another thing. Like, say now, me personally, some people might say they know me from a previous life, previous time, and say that's who I am. And no, that's no. Because again, how you move in life, you have to evolve. Even your thought pattern evolve. When you were a baby, you thought like a baby. When you were a teenager, you thought like a teenager. When you became a young adult, vice versa, and so on and so forth. Everything inside you change. If you still try to hold on to the same mindset, that means you have not learned anything in life. And how does that make sense? You're supposed to go through life, learn new things, learn new experiences, and try your best to pass it on to the next generation, so they can also improve on themselves. But some people, they don't want to improve. They just want to stay in the same closed bubble, because one, they don't want to do better. It's not that they can't, they choose not to. It's easier to do certain things. It's easy to lie. It's easy to cheat. It's easy to do a lot of stuff, and it's very hard to do the right thing. I don't understand that yet, because once you lie once, you have to keep lying, constantly keep lying, adding to that lie until it build up to the point, and you can't remember all those lies. So it's best just to be straightforward and truthful about everything, no matter how hard it is. That's just me. Anyway, I was talking about what I was thinking about was they said in other different posts, like, blood doesn't make you family. Like, truth, honesty, and loyalty makes you family. A lot of people like, nah, no, bro. Blood make you family regardless. And blood doesn't make you relatives. It doesn't actually make you family. You're just blood relative. You related to that someone. You related to them by blood, by DNA. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you're family. And boy, this was a serious rabbit hole I went down. Because they say you're related with blood. But then when you go break it down into certain things, like immediate family and immediate family. Let me see if we can get this up. Where is it? Immediate family, you break it down to two things: immediate and non-immediate family. And I know I got it someplace. Tell me, okay, cool. Immediate family. By definition, by Wikipedia, the immediate family is a defined group of relations used in rules or law to determine which member of a person's family are affected by those rules. It normally includes a person's parent, sibling, spouse, and children. That's it. Anybody else, you're not in part of that at all. So you're not in part of the family. And some people go by that rule. They say, but you own my child, you're my parent, I don't care. At all. At all. It's like, okay, that's their point of view, that's their view. And they pass it on to their kids, and the kids adopt the same mindset. But what happens when you go when they adopt the mindset, they go with people who don't think like that. It becomes a lot of conflict and clash. But again, everyone have their different perspective on that. There's no right or wrong way. There's different perspectives, different thought patterns. And then you have non-immediate family. Non-immediate family members includes grandparents, grandchildren, great-grandparents, great-grandchildren, cousins, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews, parents-in-law, siblings-in-law, stepchildren, adopted children, half-siblings, civil and partners. Cohabiting partners. So, yeah. Now, most people, like for instance, when you work in a hotel and you got like a family, that the family, they just go by those. So if it's immediate family, you get time off. If it's not immediate family, you're not getting time off. They don't care at all. But then you have some people who grew up with their siblings, not siblings, but grew up with their family members, like cousins, like brothers and sisters. So you can tell them that's not immediate family. But some people think differently. Like you could have, all right, like think differently, and you could have like, let's say, again, one of your cousins' mother passed away. So basically, you grew up with them. Now, during the time you spend with them, you don't see them as cousins anymore. You see them literally as brothers and sisters. So, with that being said, you grew up with that mentality that like this is no longer, a non-immediate family. This is immediate family because something happened to them. You will go and see what's going on, check up on them. If you get a phone call, say this, so at the hospital, it's like you're gonna say, no, that's not immediate family. No, bro, that's family. I gotta go. But then some people believe that ain't your brother, that ain't your parent. Yeah, let them stay where it is. Like, really? What type of foolishness that is? And then again, the same thing I'm talking about, blood between family, blood and non. Blood make you family, blood don't make you family. Okay, so what about marriage? When two people marriage, they not related by blood, but under immediate family, they would be considered family. But then, when you look at stepchildren, they're not considered immediate family. So it's like that I don't understand that. So non-immediate family members are stepchildren. So if I married someone who have a kid, a married woman who have a kid, hypothetically speaking, I am married, by the way. Well, so if I married someone who have a kid, and she have a children, 2 children, whatever, it doesn't matter, and something happened to them, I cannot leave my job, or I cannot worry about them because they're not under this definition. They're not immediate family. Wait, what? So that means I don't need to care about them at all. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Because simply put, they're for there's another man's child. If that's the case, then why would you get involved in a relationship with that woman if you ain't check for the kids? That don't make no sense, because basically, from my thought pattern is the children are an extension of the woman. Her family is an extension of her. They are the reason why she is who she is. And if you can't love the children, how can you love the woman? But again, some people may think differently, like they still don't care at all. They would still date the woman, love the woman, feed the woman, and let the children them do whatever it is, like fend for themselves. And then it's a serious thing, whereas the woman adopt the mindset of the husband. Whereas since he don't care for the kids, that means she can stop caring. Foolishness. That's pure foolishness. But it is what it is. And then we can even go and pass on again. Whereas pets. Some people have pets that are considered family. Some people have, like some children, they grow up with a pet dog, a cat, and they have throughout the family for years and years. And when the dog died, or the cat died, or goldfish, whatever it is, parrot, pass away, you can tell them, say, no, don't cry, because that's not a family member. Again, some people would go and justify all this stuff, but that just depends on them because they probably never had that relationship or experienced that type of relationship. They probably just go on with whatever the parents said, and then it is what it is. But then when they don't know, let's say as a person who grew up not knowing this, always have the thought pattern to say that blood makes you family, everything else is just garbage. And then when they go and get a dog, had a dog for like 10 years, and the dog passed away. And then they just like bust off crying, don't know what's going on, what's happening, why they feeling this type of pain. Because it's like, to them, it's just supposed to be just a dog. Not knowing that is an extension of their family that is lost. So yeah. And I use that to just push the whole thing about family, blood, and non-blood, to even use that as a way to, if you work. Because when you work in certain companies, you know that you're getting indoctrinated into that company as a family member. And it's up to the company, up to you to feel if this company is a family you could chill with, you could work with, you could rely on. Because a lot of people don't understand that. They just think work is work. No, you get into it with a group of people, and this would be your work family. And it depends on how they is. Whether there are people who are devoted, who are loyal, who compassionate, have empathy, or they're just a bunch of, oh, I had to write this down. Racist, untrained, undisciplined a-holes. Now, mind you, this is not anybody specific. But I'm just saying, that's how it is. So you got to know how to feel people out. Even when I went to a last interview, the lady was talking about saying what you learned from your time being there. And I kind of forgot that during probation period, it's a probation period for you to learn the people and the people to learn you. You can't just go there and just thinking that, okay, I need a probation, yeah, whatever. But you got to understand that what happens if these people ain't who you going to work with? What happens if these people, I'm sure you, they're not loyal, they're not trustworthy, they don't care about you? You still going to try to work though? Are you still going to try to put your best foot forward, give you 110%, knowing the fact is that these people will drop you at a drop of a dime. These people don't care about you. These people are plotting against you. Why? Would that be a company you really want to invest in? Your time, your energy? No. So that's what I learned from it. And then even saying, like leadership, because again, leadership, because even talking about that in an interview, it's a parental role. Like each department is, let me stop, break it down a little more, because I think I may say may come off as the wrong thing. Leadership is a parental role, whereas you are in management, you are a leader, you are a parent. Your position is supposed to be though to guide and mentor and push the people forward in the way that they can better themselves. Not for you, but for them. You train them on how to conduct themselves, give them the right information about the job, and so again they better themselves. So you get management is the parent, the staff is the children. Common sense. And then you get people like in higher up, like director of operations. Shout out to Freyel Odalex. I missed that job. But I also miss other jobs also, like Koguki. But anyway, it's like people have like director of operations, there's the grandparents, they oversee everything. They don't mostly interact with, they don't need to interact with the staff. They mostly interact directly with with management, so the management can correct the actions of the staff. But keep in mind, the staff them love to go to the grandparents, because sometimes the grandparents don't reprimand them. They just like smile and see what's going on here, what's going through the grapevine, and then they try their best to correct it. Family. So yeah, what else? Yeah, that's how it is. And then you have like different clusters of families inside the company. Whether like, for instance, hotel, you have front office, then you have restaurants, Then you have finance and HR and so forth and so forth. And you got to know how to work with different departments or different families. You just can't be there and say like, okay, cool, I only in front office, so I only can socialize in front office. No, you got to just like, bro, you have cousins in real life. Talk to them. So if you have people like different cousins in different departments, not little cousins, but yeah, it's like you got to be able to talk with HR. You got to be able to talk with the restaurant. You're able to talk with finance, anything else, engineering. You just can't be just saying that I don't need to talk to them or I'm better than them or whatever it is. It ain't gonna work like that, because that means it's all type of you inviting dysfunctional into the family, and the family ain't gonna be strong. The family's not gonna work. You got to be able to work with that. That's why most likely I like working inside some hotels, because it's good to have that good family dynamic. And shout out to my old training manager, Celeste Titus, good woman who opened my head towards cultural differences. Because when you can't think the same. Not because just because you not think the same, but just because you think one way doesn't mean other people think that way. You engaging people of different culture, different races, different mindsets. You got to be very much aware of it, no matter where you go, even if it's home in the Bahamas, or in Canada, or the U.S., or whatever. You have to be very mindful of that, and hopefully they also are mindful of that also. But it always boils down to training. So I have to give very much respect to that woman. The briefing got away every time I go to training, and I try my best to pay attention. Yeah, she's a woman who knows what she's doing. Shout out. And what else? Sir, the parents. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, leadership, parents, people. Oh, yeah, another thing is also when you're in that leadership role, you got to also know that, I also know and admit that you do not know everything. Now, I don't want people to believe that this is a way to lash out anyone in particular. No, this is not. This is just something you just got to think on. Because even if you are, for instance, you're a person in a position, or even a parent, you know the fact that you don't know everything. And sometimes a child or a staff member may come to you with something, and you would just want to knock it off because you believe, man, I know better than you, or I went to college, or I'm older. Not knowing that they might come to an idea where this might literally take you for a loop. So you got to be very much aware of that. Because sometimes people will surprise you, and if you're not willing to listen, how will you be able to teach? So you got to be in a position to listen and understand when your staff come to you with any concerns, thoughts, or inspiration, or ways that's improve certain things. You got to be a way to do that. Because if you just don't want to listen to them, then you're a person who just are not suited for a leadership role. Because the main thing about being a leader is to listen to your staff, listen to your children. Just listen. If you can't do that, how can it work? And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, yes. Oh, let's keep in mind, is a privilege, not an obligation. When you work in these environments, or you're part of a group of people, is a privilege. Don't go there thinking that, hey, I got to take over, or I got to rule over things. No, this is a privilege you have. You got to understand that, because at a drop of a hat, they could just change your mind. Even if for probation period, even after probation period, they still could be like, we could have you inside as a part of the group, but we could just cash you out because you doing some stuff we ain't interested in. And that's okay, because a lot of people do that, and they have the right to do it. It's like a guy from YouTube, Aber and Preach. It is Preach. Aber is the dark one. Preach is more of the Indian one. I don't want to sound racist, but yeah, it normally says Aber and Preach. It goes from the left to the right. So Aber is normally being on the left, Preach is be on the right. And Preach even said this during one of his videos, like how he don't socialize with certain family members, because it's like that don't work like that. Y'all have bad intentions. Y'all just have funny ways, and I'm not interested in taking on that evil spirit. So I'm just gonna distance my way from you. I'm not gonna say anything bad about you. I'm just not gonna socialize with you. And I have people who know me know I operate like that. It's like I have nothing bad to say about you per se. I just don't fool with you, and I don't want to fool with you. I just stay in my own little corner, and it's good because some people believe that, hey, your family, you have to deal with this and take all this foolishness out of family and take it, and they're trying to like guilt trip you into certain things. No, no. Again, privilege is not an obligation. Because if your family truly love you, they'll take care of you. They'll try their best to mentor you, push you in the right direction, not convince you to do foolishness, what could turn around and bite you in the long run, or hurt you in the long run. That includes family from work and family from home. So even when someone comes, they talk to certain individuals, I always try to give them the best advice. Put yourself forward, put your good foot forward, because that's how it's supposed to be. It's like, yeah. And that's because I might be in a situation where I can't improve myself now does not mean that I'm not going to try to give you the right information to push yourself forward so you can better yourself. But yeah, just me. No, I'm different. But like I say, most of this the thought pattern I have is I have to thank my wife for that, because yeah, that woman is a lifesaver. Anyway, deuces and other drawn thoughts in the universe. Hope everyone is good. Pray you be very successful in life, and then pray your day goes well. Bye.